Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, Iron Factory reveals a ton of new Legend scale figures for 2024. We get a behind-the-scenes look at a new Rescue Bot figure, and we'll go over everything Hasbro announced on the 40th Anniversary Transformers Fanstream. Today is Wednesday, January 31st, 2024, and this is episode 575 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that wonders how many Transformers you could buy with $83.3 million. The answer? All of them. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Creator, producer, and star of Empire of Rust, editor Mike.
I am back, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hi, everybody. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and support the show. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to become a Donatron, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that's where you can sign up. And, you will get a bunch of perks associated with that and additional stuff based on the tier you sign up at. So, of course, we've got lots of bonus content. That includes our bonus show, We Like Big Bots, featuring Daryl and Dr. Pants. We've got 12 episodes of that out right now, so you can go look that up. As all our Donatrons get access to that through the Patreon page. You can find all our episodes of We Like Big Bots up there right now. More are coming soon, we hope. Don't make a liar out of me, Daryl.
Yeah. Let's say that. That you're a liar. Not more.
I mean, as long as you just leave it open-ended.
Yep.
They will be coming eventually. Of course, we've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. Season 2 concluded last fall, and we are continuing our special side story, The Rustford Files. Now, I do have some good news and some bad news for this week. So the bad news is episode 10 of The Rustford Files is going to be slightly delayed.
Charles, let me take care of this, because I know Daryl is heartbroken.
I am
Before you got on tonight, he was just crying.
I'm beside myself.
I may, this is just a possibility, may have made a small mistake in the episode that I edited. Maybe. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything at all.
What?
Somehow I edited episode 11 twice and skipped number 10.
You idiot.
It's fucking amateur hour over here, isn't it?
Yeah, strip you of that editor title.
Well, you did say the Rustford Files edits would be rougher than the regular Empire of Rust show.
This was rougher, certainly. Oh, wrong fucking episode, rough, yeah. But good news, though. We've already started recording season 3 of Empire of Rust. And as soon as we wrap up Rustford Files with episode 12, we are jumping right back into season 3 of Empire of Rust.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's a bit of a birthday present for me, because the season 3 premiere will be March 11th, and my birthday's March 12th, so it's perfect timing, Mike.
Well, March 11th is my son's birthday, so there you go. That's my son's birthday present. He will be turning 3, so thanks, Mike.
Season 3. He'll be turning season 3.
Yeah.
March 11th has no meaning to me.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gifting him stuff to some great stuff to put him to sleep to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yes, Frenzy is right. Season 3 would be a great place for someone who's never heard of Empire of Rust to jump onto.
There you go.
Someone named Daryl.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I've listened to every single episode.
Of Empire of Rust?
Oh no, I thought you meant Transmissions. I've heard every single episode of that show. It's a great show.
Also, not factually true.
What?
It's a great show. Well, he hasn't listened to all of them, but it's still a great show. All right. Well, like Mike said, good things on the horizon for Empire of Rust. You're going to have to just wait a little bit extra for episode 10 of Rustford Files, but episode 11 is already done, so it will come out immediately the week after episode 10 comes out. So you don't have to wait for episode 11. 11 is there. It's ready.
We're golden. We're good. Just solid. And you know
ready.
what? And you know what? Spoiler alert. Episode 12 is also done. You hear that, Daryl?
Oh, I'm ready.
He's ready to not listen.
Do I get any perks? Like, can I, as a host on here, can I listen to it early?
You can, yes.
I mean, I'm already, privy to what is in episode 10, so I should be able to listen to it early and get the scoop. That way, I can spoil it for everybody online. Right?
Yep.
Spoil other people's shows, not ours. All right. Well, good stuff coming for Empire of Rust. So look forward to that. We'll be reminding you on Transmissions when those episodes drop. So look forward. And of course, we still have our Skybound Transformers #1 comic available with our exclusive cover art by EJ Sue. You can order that at transmissionspodcast.com/comic, and you can go directly from our website. If you are going to TFCon LA and want to get a copy, you can order it and designate pickup at TFCon LA, and so you'll skip the shipping. Well, that's a good deal. So if you were still looking for Transformers #1, come see us at TFCon LA, and we'll get you a copy.
Yes, make Charles do work.
You're not going to do any work. You're going to TFCon LA too, Daryl.
I am, but I'm not bringing any copies. So
you could.
No.
Daryl's just there to look pretty.
No. Superman not bring comics.
And of course, we've still got our Toyhax Toyhax promo code, so you can save 15% off at toyhax.com. Our code for January was BigBot24. As this show goes up, it's January 31st, so that code will work for another few hours. But going into February, we have another code for the month of February, and that will be starting tomorrow, February 1st. That code is LOVETFs. So
we think.
LOVE. We'll see. LOVETFS. LOVETFs. Use that code at toyhax.com for the month of February. Get 15% off. Valentine's Day present for your significant other. Hopefully they like Transformers.
Those rub signs, they're a great romantic gift. Put them on your significant other, and there you go.
Especially when they're on their panties.
Oh, boy.
No, wouldn't work. I think it would work well.
I mean, this is not that kind of show, Daryl. We're not going to get into that. You can figure it out.
We're breaking Charles.
It's Charles. I love it.
We still have the explicit rating, right?
Make Charles talk about things that are uncomfortable. I love it. This is the new challenge I'm going with for 2024.
This is Daryl getting back for us making him read G.I. Joe comics.
Oh yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
All right. Last thing before we get into the toy talk, we've got our Toyhax $10 gift code drawing for January 2024. So every month we do a drawing to give away $10 from Toyhax.com. Thank you to our sponsors at Toyhax.com for sponsoring this contest. All our donatrons are automatically entered. And if you want to enter the contest and are not a donatron, all you got to do is send us an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com and tell us you want to enter the month's Toyhax drawing and send us a picture of a Transformer you'd like to get some stickers for. So it's very easy to enter. We didn't get any entries this month, but we do have all our donatrons. So we're going to pick a winner from them and let's get into it. All right, Jeremy is your assistant, ready to help us out.
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right. She's processing.
It's an old Echo Dot. So.
Okay, let's get a number between 1 and 70.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 70.
Here's a number between 1 and 70. It's 19. Just so you know, you can also ask me questions in your car.
I love it.
Would you like to learn more?
Computer, stop.
Yes, I want to learn more. Please tell me. Ask more. More, please. How can I ask questions in my car?
Okay, this is a momentous occasion because
Oh, no.
number 19, wait for it, DJ Ronin.
No.
DJ Ronin, you have won. You are no longer winless.
He had already won.
Surprise Pikachu face, .gif.
God.
Congratulations.
Not going to hear the end of this now.
If he refuses to take the code, can he still claim to be winless?
No. It's recorded.
Nope.
He still
But
won.
if he doesn't take the code, that means the next person gets the $20.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he can still claim it for a bit because I'm just going to take me forever to get to him and, ask him what his, email and stuff are, even though I know it.
Daryl has to go all the way next door, knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, TJ Ronin, what's your email address?"
Yeah. It's not. I mean, he's a few blocks away. Come on.
No, a few blocks. Okay.
Give me some credit here.
It's not like you have his phone number or anything. You could just text him, or that he's on the Discord all the time. You can send him a message on Discord or any of the millions of digital ways of communicating that people that we have in the 21st century.
I'm old. I got to go do things old school, Charles.
I gotta type up on his typewriter and send him a letter.
That's too quick.
Well, I didn't think your Canadian Post was that good. So.
Oh.
All right, I think we've spent too long on the intro. Congratulations to DJ Ronin. Enjoy those $10 at toyhax.com. Get something cool. We'll have to take a look at what you got at TFCon Toronto when we see you next. And sorry you can't be you can't.
He has the stickers by then.
So, all right, let's get into Toy Talk with some quick hits.
All right, and we're going to start off this week by talking about a new company that is producing a third-party figure. This is Mecha Invasion, and they are throwing a figure out called Giant Legion. It's a G1 Devastator, I guess. It looks an awful lot like Devastator, but it's doesn't have the right figures in the right places, so it's taking a little bit of poetic license with the character. So this figure is 38 centimeters tall from the top of the head. So that for you guys with your Neanderthal measurements is what is that? 38, so 15 inches tall. And if you want to go with the shoulder kibble, it's 45 centimeters tall, which is 17 and a half inches. So it's pretty good size. That's pretty decent. Yeah. So that's up here off of my desk. So that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I'd say you're not talking core class here. This is something that's pretty big. Probably and definitely not masterpiece scale. So kind of like in the middle of like chug scale. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The reason why for our audio listeners here, the reason why I say it's not really got the right proportions is like, for example, Mixmaster, who historically has been a leg, is an arm here, and Scavenger, who is typically an arm, is a leg, and so the arms and the legs are swapped, and it takes a bit of, like I said, poetic license with the combined form, but all in all, these things are a lot very they've got a bit of a design to them that are it's more like a house design. It reminds me of TFC toys with their very thick and bulky robots. But it does appear that these figures are going to have rubber tires, which is very cool. I always like it when they do that. So if you're into that kind of thing and you like a very stylized Devastator, take a look at this prototype and follow along with the news from Mecha Invasion.
And next up, we've got some new offerings from Iron Factory. These are the folks who do a lot of cool legend scaled figures, and they are continuing their samurai line. So this is a combiner. This is Menasor, the Stunticons, as the G1 Stunticons, but also it's the combiner of Menasor. It looks like a huge samurai. So the individual Stunticon robots look pretty normal. Menasor also looks, Motormaster in his robot mode looks pretty normal. But then the combined form of Menasor has a bunch of accessories that make him look very kind of decked out as a samurai. He's got a giant sword. He's got a Japanese helmet. All this other armor that wraps around him. Also, this stuff can be put on to Motormaster in truck mode to make it look pretty cool. It's also got a like an interaction with the upcoming Samurai Shockwave figure that they're making, where Shockwave can turn into a bow and arrow and another sword for Menasor. So that's interesting. These stylized Iron Factory figures are pretty cool. In addition to all the regular legend scaled figures that Iron Factory makes. So it's just a little take on these Stunticons and Menasor. This is continuing the tradition where it looks like the combined mode is basically just Motormaster's trailer, and all the parts are just from that trailer, and really the arms and legs of the Stunticon combination, they just kind of hook on to the full arms and legs that are already there from Motormaster's trailer. So it's a bit of a cheat on the combined mode, but still looks pretty cool. So there you go.
Next up, continuing the Samurai series from Iron Factory, we have some renders of their, I think these are all renders, but they're Beast Wars characters into the Samurai mode. They have here Beast Wars Megatron and Black Arachnia. The Megatron, even in Beast mode, looks like he's wearing some armor, kind of looks a little more dragon-like. And then we have Optimus Primal, Cheetor, and Tigatron. And I think they all look pretty cool in these modes. And I I don't know. Just seeing the samurai stuff, I think it works really well with these beast figures. And then, and then they just show the Shockwave again. But yeah, these are really cool. It's EX 77, 78, 79, 85, and 75. So that's really cool. So another thing to check out. Iron Factory makes great things.
Wrapping up the Iron Factory stuff is EX69 and 70, Legend Scale Drill Horn and Kill Bison for their upcoming Lyokaiser Combiner. We're seeing some first in-hand images of these figures, and looking pretty nice, like just super well articulated, just like as you expect from Iron Factory. One thing that struck me a little bit is the combiner mode pieces, or I should say the combiner mode like structure is a completely separate piece from the figure itself. So much like how a lot of modern Menosaurs have kind of come together, the actual Lyokaiser leg is its own completely separate individual piece that can connect together, and the figure can transform to kind of fit into the structure of the leg, and this is true for both of the figures. Not really the best way of approaching it, I think, but it certainly is. It's certainly helping out with the articulation and the kind of posability of the combine mode on this. It is super articulated. The feet, like the foot is articulated. You can even kind of go up on like tiptoes, and it's just beautifully articulated. Each figure comes with a couple of different options for its chest plate, including kind of weapon version of it, the chest version, and the animal version of it. So yeah, if you're into the Lyokaiser, or if you're into this set, or just love Iron Factory, yeah, go ahead and check them out. Especially check out some of the images where it's showing the articulation for the leg. It is some pretty impressive stuff.
All right, and we got a post here from Mark Clonis, or Mark Mayer, designer at Hasbro, who wanted to talk a little bit more about medics. And this is the exclusive, Walgreen exclusive, which again is one of those ones that isn't super exclusive because it was released here in Canada at GameStop like almost a year ago, which is crazy. So this thing is still available at Walgreens if you want to find it there. According to Jeremy, it's a little bit more expensive than a regular deluxe, but again, it's one of those exclusive figures that you're not going to find in any other stores. So Mark goes into a bunch of stuff here about the figure, that it is a Rescue Bots, figure. So if you are trying to, you were a Rescue Bots fan as a little kid and have grown into more of a mainline collector, then here are some Rescue Bots characters. So we've gotten Chase, and now we've got Medics. And he goes on to mention that all of these, medical figures all tend to be Walgreens exclusive, and that's something that they're trying to continue. So yeah, it's very cool. Nice little photo gallery from Mark that he put together, and yeah, they look great.
And we have some news for folks who ordered the Titans Return Fortress Maximus reissue. So that came out last year. So for people who missed out on the Titans Return Fortress Maximus from a few years ago, a long time ago, now they were originally supposed to get these figures on February 1st, 2024. But Hasbro has sent out notifications that this is going to be pushed back to August 1st, 2024. So whatever issue there was in the pipeline of getting this reissue out the door, looks like it's it's causing a significant delay. But hopefully they will still get their orders, and they'll be fully intact. And if you're looking for that, it's a big figure, that Titans Return Fortress Maximus. It's over 2 feet tall. I know. I think Daryl, did you get that figure?
Yep, I have one. Mine's the Takara version, actually.
Okay.
I have the original, the US version.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So, so I mean, for people who are looking forward to that, just hopefully be patient, and Hasbro will get those out to you in a few more months. So,
All right, and via Merchants of Mo on eBay, we've got our first look at Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Sideswipe, and obviously this one like fell off a truck or something, and he just happened to find it. But this is a pretty good looking sideswipe, I think. We get to see it posed next to some of the other figures in the line, and he's like basically right between Bumblebee and Optimus in height. And I think the alt mode here looks really sleek, really good. It does look to be a fairly simple design, but a lot of these War for Cybertron figures I think were. But it looks really cool. I enjoyed the those game designs, and I think this one is just another great sideswipe.
Do you have is there a picture of it zoomed in on the face, or at all closer on the face, if you can, there is anything? So I have the original figure of this from the Fall of Cybertron line, and the eyes on it were absolutely, that's a good picture. Yeah. So the eyes on it were absolutely dead on the original version, so that I had to actually open up the head and paint the eyes so that they were a blue. So you can see on this that they are a bit more blue.
Yeah.
And it makes it look the figure look a lot better. But that original version, the figure's great. Like, honestly, I love it. But you had to fix those eyes because the face sculpt just looked horrendous with the dead eyes.
Yeah, it does look like this one. They did put some paint there.
Yeah, they made it look a little better for sure.
And wrapping up quick hits is some actually from the same eBay seller. We're getting some images of the Bumblebee concept art Sunstreaker. And yeah, this is a pretty decent looking Sunstreaker figure, right around the same height or so that the Sideswipe is. And yeah, so we're getting getting some accessories with it, getting some blasters, and yeah, we still haven't heard an actual like reveal of this figure yet either. So hopefully we get that soon. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking figure. It has at least to my eye, it has a similar aesthetic to some of the Gamer Edition, like the Fall of Cybertron and War Cybertron figures, except in the face. The face really does have that movie-esque aesthetic to it. But yeah, looks like a pretty cool figure. I'd kind of echo you guys where it's a little bit of a simplistic design, but yeah, looks cool, huh?
And it's possible this was announced yesterday, and we just don't know until we record the next segment.
Right. News from the future. Future.
Okay, so that's all our quick hits, and we'll move on to our main discussion topic. So we're going to talk about all the stuff that was announced on the Hasbro Pulse Fanstream, 40th Anniversary Fanstream that happened on Tuesday. For us, it's the future. For you, it's the past. The magic of editing will make everything fit together. So enjoy.
So in our discussion topic, we're talking about the Hasbro Fanstream today, all about HasLab. So we got to play a new intro. All right.
Wow.
Well,
you are full of surprises.
That's what procrastination does. I just ADHD kicks in. I'm like, I got to get this done. So that was a good couple hours this afternoon.
very professional looking, I must say. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. So as evident if you were watching the video, and what we speculated is true, that HasLab for this next year is Omega Prime, which is RID 2001, Optimus Prime, and Ultra Magnus in their with a combined mode, and it's going to retail for $250 US, and the funding ends on March 15th, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, March 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
And they need 10,000 backers to complete the campaign, with tiers we'll get into at 13,000 and 16,000. But as of our recording right now, and we're recording this on Tuesday night to make it into the show for this week, they're at 4,508 backers. And I don't know if I've ever seen a HasLab go this fast, especially or in Transformers at least.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty impressive.
There's always a real big surge right at the start, then it dies right in the middle, and then right at the end you'll get a nice little kick. And once everyone's kind of said, oh, you realize, it's going to happen, so I might as well get in on it now. Yeah,
but I mean, usually that initial surge, I don't know if I've seen it get almost halfway.
Oh, it's big. It's a big surge here.
And then we don't have it. This is not including any Japanese orders, and the Japanese market is going to go crazy for this.
They might like it.
Yeah. So let's get into the figure itself. The figure it's Ultra Magnus and Optimus Prime are both Commander class, and they're going to be very, very big figures. So we have here a picture of the base Optimus Prime, the non-super mode. There are no rubber tires, unfortunately. That I understand why, but it still made me a little sad.
Mm-hmm.
But they, the plastic tires look good. No electronics in either figure. They took out all of the electronics, and they're using basically that space on like the backpack for more storage and use with the transformation. So we have here, I mean, he's got all his modes. In this one, the chest each chest panel opens up. I have my original one here. This is just a single plate, but the two chest windows will open up, and the right one has, or the right chest plate has the matrix.
Pectoral.
Yeah.
The right breast.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if this mode, the super mode, I know has the matrix in it. I can't remember.
I think this one too. On the video they opened it up and showed the matrix inside.
All right. So he has, the super mode legs can attach to his shoulders as weapons. This is just maybe like an inch or so taller than the original figure. And they do that with some of the backpack kind of wraps around and gives it a little more stability. Like they showed, like his waist area is a little bit stronger. They focused on stability so he can hold the weight of the super mode and the Omega mode. So then we have here a picture of the super mode. It looks fantastic and very similar to the original figure, which I don't know exactly how I feel about that. It's just so close to the original, but then there are also so many improvements, like so many little things, like the waist thing I was saying, the chest bandolier area where the matrix in the original, it was just a molded on piece. This is a removable piece. He's tall enough so the ladder on his back will go all the way to the ground without having to fold. The little hose piece on the original toy has to fold because of the height. So lots of little quality improvements here, and everything is using the 5mm port system, so that it'll be compatible with other stuff. And they were saying how you can even use, the leg pieces as weapons for other figures. Here's another look straight on the Omega Prime or on the Super Prime mode. And then all the add-ons will make a base. It's something I didn't realize on the original figure. Apparently the little seat on there on the ladder was sized to fit a Diaclone driver. And I didn't realize that, but on this one, they've sized the seat so it'll fit a Titan Master. So I think
cool.
That's a nice little modern upgrade. And then here we have the fire truck mode. It does have the Japanese writing in Cybertron on it, and the C001 license plate. And then they showed us the two hands holding between Ultra Magnus and Optimus from the cartoon, and the Ultra Magnus figure, which is mostly leg. It is just like the original, but I think this is still going to be fairly parts formery, but I can't really tell. And they didn't actually transform Ultra Magnus on the stream, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure the hands and the arms, the forearms are, because it looks pretty similar to the original ones where the Omega Prime hands are on the inside. But the legs, I couldn't really tell. And then here's front view. And then we have the truck mode. And I think this looks fantastic. I mean, kind of interesting because they did do a take on this this truck mode with, I think it was Siege Ultra Magnus.
Yes.
So, and then the last thing they have here is a deluxe figure, Ultra Magnus's weapons, which I have my original one here. They made into a weaponizer, essentially. So he's a deluxe figure, and he will transform into the same little weapons thing from the original toy. And so here we have what?
Blue bolts.
Yeah, blue bolts. And that was the name apparently of the original one. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
So Optimus Prime in super mode is going to be 12.25 inches high or 31.12 centimeters, Daryl.
Thank you.
Ultra Magnus is 11.5 inches or 29.21 centimeters. And Blue Bolts is going to be 5.75 inches and 14.61 centimeters. So those are all the individual ones. And then we have one picture here of Omega Prime combined. And this thing looks really, really good. And I would recommend watching the Hasbro stream if you haven't seen it yet. They have some like gray prototype versions that they were, able to transform some, and it'll really give you a sense of just how big this is. They bring out like the Victory Saber and the Deathsaurus put next to it. It's bigger than both. I mean, you're getting two Commander class figures here. So all of that is really cool. So I've done a lot of talking. Let's see what you guys think, and then we'll get into the tier stuff. Daryl, what were your thoughts on this?
Well, I can bring out mine right now since I do have the original here, and I know you showed off your original Prime, the inner body. So I'm a big fan of this figure, the original. It's a really well put together figure. It looks great proportions to begin with, and yeah, it's just it's a really fun figure with all of the colors on it. It's very American patriotism, embodied in this figure,
even though it was a Japanese figure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know, but it's all red, white, and blue. So I mean, it's gotta hit subconsciously for you guys. But it's a really great looking figure. I really like it. The rubber tires is something. I mean, mine still has them. Yours has them, and it's evident that Evans off the stream does not. So, and that's the case with most of them. But this is a really cool figure, a really big bot. So I don't know if
make
you've
a
got
certain show in the future.
it might make a certain show. There's not many of these figures, so you may only see the one, and maybe when the HasLab project comes out. They've done a really good job with this HasLab project, recreating the original toy. And I know you were talking about that a bit there. There's even with the transformations and the combinations that I was seeing in the stream, it looks like they just kind of took the old toy, broke it down, threw it in the CAD program, and updated it with some modern engineering and said, okay, spit it out again the way that it already goes together, because that's the best kind of transformation that we could do for this thing. It works. It looks good. I think I know that the Ultra Magnus is still going to be super parts formery, and that's unfortunately just the way that the combination goes. I really don't like the way that he's all legs. I know that's just the kind of the way that he looks, but he's really disproportionate for that particular character. But honestly, if I get this, it's not going to be in Ultra Magnus or Optimus modes. It's going to be in Super or Omega Prime mode the entire time, because it's just a gorgeous figure when you have it combined like that. So I'm really happy to see that they're doing this. I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to get it or not, but I do really like it. It looks great. I was really critical going over the pictures here and through the stream, looking at the prototypes, trying to find, some spots where there's going to be like hollow bits and, stuff where they're going to be kind of, cutting corners and whatnot. I had a real hard time finding some hollow pieces on this.
Yeah.
You get a little bit here in the hands, like the Optimus and Ultra Magnus hands, but the rest of the figure looks real solid.
I think removing the electronics really helped in that regard.
Yeah. And it's still going to be a real heavy figure. Like this Omega Prime, the original one, is a real heavy figure because of the electronics and the batteries and, everything all included there. But this thing here looks like it's going to be bigger, one, and it's still going to be a lot of plastic. We really don't get a real good shot of the back of the figure in the stream or in the definitely not in any of the pictures, but it does appear like they do get a couple shots here and there. It does appear that they're doing a really good job of kind of tidying that up and kind of bringing everything together to be nice and tight. That Ultra Magnus it's just a weird looking toy.
Yeah,
so
but the original one was too.
Yeah, the proportions are just way off. It's just an odd.
Picture him as like a hockey goalie, and he's just got all those pads on his legs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you sold it for me. That's all you had to do is work hockey, and I'm in now. So it looks great. It's one of those things that I'm probably going to be in on it because it's a really cool looking figure, and I can definitely make space for something like this.
Awesome. One of the things I forgot to mention, the Optimus Prime's the ladder piece in the original toy had rockets that would spring-loaded rockets that would fire. This still has the rockets, but they are just molded in. They don't come out, and they don't really do the spring-loaded weapons anymore. So
yeah, that kind of sucks. I always liked that. They would all come kind of rise up in unison, and
and they'll still do that, but they won't. Or actually, I don't know if they will, because he did it one at a time.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think they took that gimmick away as well. So
maybe there's
some of the fun gimmicks are gone.
Yeah, maybe there's room for a upgrade set that'll give that back. Charles, maybe. What were your thoughts on this figure?
This was really cool. I mean, I'm particularly I'm happy for you, Jeremy, because I know RID 2001 is a favorite of yours. You are, I think you're the undisputed number one RID 2001 fan on the podcast. So
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I'm impressed by this figure. I remember Omega Prime back in, when the show was on, and just feeling like I couldn't justify to myself that I could to buy these toys, so I didn't buy them. My girlfriend at the time did buy me the six changer Megatron, and
10
I think
chain.
I still have that. 10. Oh
Wow.
yeah, it is a 10 chain. That's right. She became my wife, and you know how that story ends. So even back then,
her gift giving was epic even back then.
Right at the
even
start.
back then.
Oh my god. God. You knew that.
But I never picked this guy up. I never picked both of these guys up. So I'm 90% on board for this. For I haven't backed it yet, but I'm definitely on board for this. It looks great. I mean, I was impressed by the stream. I like how it's, you've got both figures, and the weaponizer I think is a nice bonus. The price is, I'm not surprised by the price, but it is a little bit of a bump from Deathsaurus and Starsaber. So I just double checked, and it's like a $70 increase from those.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it like you're getting 2 Commander class and the deluxe, it's kind of adds up if you do the math there.
Mm-hmm.
And this it was designed by Yuki-san from Takara Tomy, and he was the designer of the original figures as well. So you wonder if he had in his mind, like, if I ever got to go back to this figure, I would make some of these changes. And it was his idea to do the weaponizer gimmick. So, you can kind of see there's a lot of love put into this on the design side.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's cool that the original designer got to come back and work on this, and it definitely seems like this is a worthy HasLab project, worthy of the 40th anniversary. So, and it looks like you just refresh the page, we've already got like 40 additional backers just in the time we've been talking about it. So
yeah,
it just keeps growing,
and that's great. So let's go into some of the tiers, like the stretch goals. So they have two stretch goals here. The first one is at 13,000, and it's a 23.5-inch matrix blade, and they didn't do the conversion, Daryl, but almost 2 feet tall sword that is in scale with Fort Max.
Oh, it's 60 centimeters.
Okay. So, I mean, you can see in the picture here, it is almost twice as tall as Omega Prime. And in the show, a Fort Max, like, this is basically the Fort Max sword in the show, I think, but you get it here. I think I'm going to put it with my Bendy Prime if I get it. I just think that'd be hilarious. And then the 16,000 backer is 2 stands that resemble the global space bridge from the show, which is how they would get from place to place. And these 2 stands are separate, but then they can combine to be like a single piece of road that then, you could put a vehicle on. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's an okay gimmick. I'm happy that we get the stands. I wish this wasn't the the highest level tier. Charles and I were talking before, and just kind of how we're disappointed in the tiers and wish that there were better ones. But I think we are getting. We're pretty sure we're getting at least one of the Carr brothers sideburn as a remold from in the main line. I would imagine we're going to get the Prowl and X-Brawn too. And Magnus will hold 3 deluxe cars, they said.
Mhm.
So I feel like we're getting some of the things from RID 2001 and mainline that will go along with this. What do you guys have to say about these two tiers, the two add-ons?
The tiers for HasLab projects have always kind of sucked. You know, it's the Deathsaurus was like tier 1 was a gun and tier 2 was a chair. So, you know, and then tier 3 was a couple mini cons.
Mm.
Okay. So, you know, not a real motivation to really go hard on this, but you know, people want the Deathsaurus, so it just ended up getting them hitting all those levels. But I like the sword. I have my Fortress Maximus was or is the Japanese version that came out at Titan's Return. So it actually came with the sword.
Is it the same
already.
sword?
Mine's red.
But, I mean, does
but
it look like the same molding?
no, mine's a little different.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it could be similar, but yeah, mine's yeah, it's I guess it's similar. I'm sure they did a new molding, but yeah, I mean, mine's all red with a little bit of black on it, and then the hilt and the handle are black. But anyway, it's so I already have a giant sword, so I don't really need one. But for me, this sword is not really what I think of when I think of, you know, Omega Prime. I don't think of a giant sword. The stands and the road, I could care less about that as well. It's not going to be used by the Omega Prime. So it's you know, probably if I get this, it'll stay in the box just because that's one more thing that takes up space. But yeah, the part that I actually really like about this project, we haven't really talked about all that much, is the fact that they've turned Ultra Magnus's guns into a figure. You know, it was called Blue Bolt in the beginning, which nobody really seemed to know. But it is now an actual figure, a character that can transform. And I don't know whether anyone noticed, but in the stream, both Evan and Ben both said transform the figure.
I didn't even catch that.
Yes. So when they were transforming, I think it was Ultra Magnus or whatnot, they both said transform. Evan said it first and Ben followed it right up by saying it. So I caught that immediately.
It's 20-year-old figure. Back then you could say transform.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
it was on the packaging, I think.
But I like the fact that this is now a character. You know, it goes right along with all the larger Titans. So yeah, all the Titans have their own little guy that can transform now, and you know, it didn't originally. So why not? Why not give these guys, you know, their own little buddy to hang out with and kind of be like their own little roller. Yeah. So yeah, but
they're doing such a good job with the weaponizer gimmick anyway. I mean, I think they've gotten a lot of experience, and this is just continuing on with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Charles, what do you think about the tiers, and then also maybe the Blue Bolt?
Yeah, I mean, I love. I mean, that's part of the thing about Transformers that needs to happen, is that we love the old stuff. We love revisiting older figures and redesigning things, but you got to continually add new stuff. And I think Blue Bolt's having this be a little new figure that's included with these with this as part of the 40th anniversary celebration is great. That you're adding something new. That's something that continually needs to happen with Transformers, is that you add new stuff in addition to bringing back the old stuff. So I think that's great. Yeah, I agree with you guys. The tiers are nothing. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I think, you know, I'm glad. I would rather they put like all the major effort into making the initial offering something that people want. Like I don't think it would have been bad if, like, they say, okay, you get Prime as your figure, and then Ultra Magnus is like a tier 1, and then and you need a certain number of backers to get everything. I think having everything, and you just say, okay, if you get 10,000 backers, you get everything. That's fine. I mean, you don't need extra tiers to as a gimmick. I mean, I understand why they're just trying to get more people to join up, but I would rather them do it this way than have it be like they try to go for some like astronomical number and then not get it, and then you don't get some interesting things. So that's fine.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm
agree.
excited. Yeah.
So as we're wrapping this up, I just refreshed and we're up to 4,564 backers. So it's a pretty steady clip at this point. So we'll see next week, and I guess until the funding ends, we'll keep giving updates every week. But I'm on board already.
I want to update or mention something that was mentioned on Reddit. I saw a post. Somebody had asked Evan, I'm assuming through Instagram, they asked, is there a chance of a yellow version of Prime coming out as a commander class possible or due to being part of the HasLab mold that's, it would just be the Prime by itself. It doesn't have to be combined with a different a different Ultra Magnus or anything, just the Prime by itself, but in yellow. And apparently that yellow one has its own name, which I didn't know.
It's its own character. It's a female character.
So Evan responded saying that he would love to do Splendid Convoy, and he's happy to hear that people are asking for it. So that helps. But yeah, amazing that it actually has a name. I had no idea it was called.
I always
Splendid
called it Banana
Convoy.
Prime.
Yeah. So, and the only other thing that I kind of wanted to ask the two of you is, I'm trying to find a good picture of it, but I'm coming up a bit short here. Is the back a number of years ago? How old is this article? Okay, so we were doing the podcast, so this is from January 22nd, 2017, and Transformers as Hasbro had sent out a fan vote for us to choose who the next Prime would be. Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
And our choices were.
You want to share your screen?
Nope. No, I don't. This is a terrible, terrible image. The choices were Ultra Magnus, Hound, RC, Shockwave, Megatron, Starsaber, Thunderwing, an Unknown Evil, and Optimus Prime. And I'm wondering if this is the right one, but I believe the Optimus Prime was this Omega Prime, or at least the RID Prime. I'm just looking over this thing right now, and we've gotten every single one of these characters now, not as a Prime, but the Unknown Evil was Deathsaurus, and that has now been completed. I'm trying to see if there was a different vote.
This was in Power of the Primes. I found the wiki page.
Power of the Primes. Yeah. Maybe the Prime was might have been Primal, but
yeah, it looks like it was Optimus Primal.
I think there was another one with Omega Prime in it, or at least the RID Prime. But there was a vote. There was a fan vote, and I think Starsaber won it or something like that. Oh. And they all got done. They've all been done now. So it's kind of funny to look back on this, and now we've actually gotten all of these figures in in the main line. And some of these things were way, way pie in the sky at the time. Like a Starsaber in the main line? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it had to be HasLab, but yeah, it's now done. Deathsaurus? Yeah, sure, it's HasLab, but it's now in the main line, right? I find it interesting that, yes, it's a criticism that gets given to third party all the time, is that we we just aren't patient enough, and that if we are, then Hasbro will eventually do the figure, right? So this was 2017. So here we are, a full 7 years later, and we now have all the figures on this list, right? Yeah. Just now. So I don't know how many people got out of the line since then, but it's been a while. So I'm sure there's another fan vote out there that has the RID Prime in there, but obviously I misremembered it.
The Hall of Fame for last year was there was it
was all RID.
Yeah, it was 2001 RID favorite character, and Skybite won, but Optimus Prime and Rail Racer were runners up.
Right. Yeah.
So here's my question. Hasbro, can you sort out the rights for the RID cartoon and get it streaming somewhere?
That's something I think I saw in our Discord. Someone mentioned they played some clips. They have clips here on the page. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that says that like courtesy anybody over.
Yeah,
they were just showing the clips, and you would think they would have to have that. So
that would be another really interesting question to find out whether they have actually gotten the rights sorted out.
But that's not something that Ben or Evan would have any say in.
No, but they may know.
Yeah.
And, I mean, but someone at Hasbro is like, okay, we're doing this figure, we're promoting it. Why don't we get the show out so like we can make some more money on getting the show? Like either offer it as a DVD. Yeah, offer it as a DVD set.
Just put it online to help promote the toy sale.
Yeah.
It's a wild thought.
I mean, isn't that the point of these cartoons? They're toy commercials? I mean,
yeah. But anyway, we should probably wrap this up. I mean, we'll have more talk about it, I'm sure, in the coming weeks. But as we're closing it out, we're up to 4,582. So jumped significantly from when we started. So
by the time everyone is watching this, it'll probably be backed.
Yeah, hopefully. So we'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on this. Like, did you get into it? I know a number of people in the Discord were talking about it, and like some of the Canadians in the Discord were saying they bundled the Pulse membership to help with the shipping, and now they would get like a year of free shipping to Canada from Hasbro Pulse. So might be worth it.
It's a lot. It's like $50. So yeah, and then you get the 30.
Shipping is $30 for you. Yeah, I think it's $20 US.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot to get the membership, but am I really going to buy more stuff off of Pulse? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, if you get the free shipping, maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get my pre-orders in at GameStop, I get free shipping anyway. I just gotta go pick it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I think let's wrap this up now and let Charles go and edit the show. And I guess move on to the next topic.
All right, we're back in the past, and we're going to move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. You can get all our merchandise at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. You can get cool transmission shirts like this Tape Man one I have on, the one Jeremy has on, and
no,
not the one that Daryl or Mike has. But if you don't want to get a
NASA.
That's not at TeePublic, Daryl.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. It's that kind of podcast. Okay.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's that kind of podcast. We want to sell our own stuff, not somebody else's. But if you want to get anything else at TeePublic, you can just use our link, and that still helps out the show. So just go to transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic and get anything for TeePublic you want through that link. Okay, we're going to show off some stuff we got this week. I'm going to go first. I just have new comics. I have the well, this one I didn't get to show off last time because I forgot about it, and then Daryl said it was too late. But I did pick up Transformers #4. I did get that one, so here it is.
It's too late.
It's never too late.
But we reviewed. That was a great review. Really enjoyed that one. And another one I have. This is to make Daryl mad. I have Cobra Commander #1.
Hey, look, Daryl. There's an arc on the cover.
Right there. That's the arc.
Anything to make Transformers fans buy this.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I got Transformers related this week. So over to you, Jeremy.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, Dr. Pants was mentioning the upgrade kit he got for his Star Saber, and I bought one during the show because I thought it was so cool. It came in. Excuse me. It came in finally, and I have got it on here. It has a wing extension, adds these 2 panels on the wings, new blasters here for his shoulders, completely replaces the ones that come with it. Much bigger sword. And then it also, I'll get the box here, but it also has a faceplate and some stickers that I did not apply. And this is the DK41 set from DNA Design. Whoops. I kept the original pieces in here. So the faceplate, I just wasn't super, I didn't really see the big difference. And I can't really pop it out easily. But then it also came with some gold stickers for, in case it got scratched up. Mine is still perfectly fine. So I'm just going to hold on to that in case I ever need it in the future. So, I mean, if you have a Victory Saber, definitely check this out while it's still in stock. I got mine from BBTS. I think they still have them. Next thing I got is there's a game store locally that I've been seeing on their website. They had this Transformers game from 1985, and it's just been something I've been it's been nagging me that I need to get this. So I got it. And this is the Transformers Adventure game.
Oh my God, I played that.
Yeah. So it's got the great box art. This box is not in the best condition, but now I was kind of disappointed because the picture on their website had everything not punched out and everything, but this one has obviously been played with. But the game board here is really cool. On the back of the game board, you get that box art, which is awesome.
Oh, wow. That's
and then
nice.
The front of the game board is just, where you would play.
It is incredibly difficult to play.
It looks like it.
It's all just random chance, and it's a slog.
Yeah. So I have the instructions here. It is very much in that wave 1 of G1 in terms of characters, and it's card based where Autobot cards give you benefits, and it's basically all of the and I think the premise of it is the 6 Autobot mini-bots have been captured and you're trying to rescue them. So you have Wheeljack, Ratchet, Prowl, all of the Autobots here trying to help you. And you've got that awesome character box art. And then on the Decepticon side, they are like sending you back. You have like, Rumble, Skywarp, Megatron, and I don't know. I think this is just something awesome to have in my collection. The mini bots are these little round discs that are, you have the six Autobot mini bots: Gears, Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Brawn, Huffer, and Windcharger. And then you're playing as Optimus Prime, and they have a card for truck mode and robot mode. Unfortunately, mine is missing one. It's missing the truck mode for the blue. So it's not a fully complete set, but it's something awesome to have in my collection. And
did you say Brawn and Windcharger?
That's, yeah.
Aren't they mini bots? Why are they not some of the 6 mini bots that are captured?
They are. Windcharger.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And Brawn.
Oh, okay. I thought they were on the cards.
No. So the cards are the regular,
okay.
figures. So I just thought it was awesome that it is just so much in that first wave of G1 in terms of all the characters that they're using and stuff. And pretty much if they showed up in the box art, the art here, they are in the game. So I don't know if I'm ever going to play it. We'll see. But it's something I thought was awesome to get.
You bring it with you to a TF con.
Maybe. I'm definitely going to try to scan the instructions and maybe the cards.
Mm-hmm.
There's a version of that on Tabletop Simulator already.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Well, and that is all I got this week.
All right. Daryl, can you top that?
No. No. Lower your expectations. I'll start by saying I bought that stupid Cobra Commander book just because. But immediately burned it just because.
So you paid $5 for firewood
for the opportunity to burn a terrible book. Yes, yeah, I did. This past week was the release of yet another multiple printing of a Transformers comic. So I bought the Skywarp printing, or this is the second printing. Yeah, the second printing of issue 3, the Skywarp cover. There is a Autobot cover as well, which has got Ratchet on it, and I did not get that one. I'm trying to get that one, but I did not get it yet. So anyway, over the week I was away on business. I was in Pennsylvania on work, and I found a comic shop that had a bunch of back issues. Actually, I found this at a Second and Charles. So they have comics, apparently, whatever. So I went there, and this was Dreamwave #1. This was the foil. This is out of, this is numbered. This is what is it? Dynamic Forces.
Yeah, I recently got the non-foil version of that.
Yeah, so this is numbered 123 out of 499, and it is signed by a Mr. Pat Lee. Wow! So, yeah, I found this at the store. I picked it up because it's got the certificate of authenticity and the crazy DF stamp or sticker and stuff. So, yeah, I picked it up. It's a neat little tchotchke for Transformers fandom. So, yeah.
It's a great image.
The infamous Pat Lee on there. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the damage on that? Was it expensive?
It was $20.
That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
not too bad.
$20 US. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I didn't really have a lot of time to do any shopping or anything like that. So, I spent a little bit of time at Second and Charles, and then I found another comic shop where I bought 45 Spider-Man comics, and here they are. Just kidding. I've been warned multiple times not to show my Spider-Man comics.
You weren't even supposed to mention them. All right, Mike, we will finish trips to the store with you.
All right. Well, it has been a while since I've been on the show, since before Christmas, certainly. So I do have a little bit of a bigger haul than typical. I did get my Deathsaurus, of course. Won't spend much time talking about this one because it's been talked about to death already. Everyone knows about Deathsaurus. Everyone loves it. Yep. Good. Excellent. Cool. Moving on. What I got for Christmas was I got Trashmaster.
Ooh.
Yeah, the big like
Nice.
Voyager eccentric piece to all of the Junkion figures. So yeah, really happy about that. It's a really solid figure, simple, very simple transformation, but still a pretty neat looking figure. And I'm kind of glad that we got a like a trash truck that's not a Rekgar figure. So that's kind of cool.
Is that a stand-in for landfill now?
Yeah, totally, right? Actually, it does look kind of like does actually do a pretty good job for him as well. So yeah, I like it.
Just need a couple of headmasters to go with them.
And it's a Junkion, so his head just comes right off. Figure I picked up for myself was the toe line repaint from was it not Trash Heap?
2001.
Yeah. No, what was the he repainted from? Was it
Scrap Heap?
Scrap Heap.
Scrap Hook. Sorry, Scrap Heap was my figure. Was my character.
Gotcha. But yeah, the repaint from Scrap Hook there, into the as Jeremy said, the 01 RID toe line. It's a really good repaint for it. I really like it. The actual like form, the form of the figure really, lends itself really well to the design for it. So yeah, I mean it's a straight repaint. That's it. I don't even think they adjusted the head or anything. Well, they might have, but yeah, nice solid figure. Love it. The big thing that I did get for myself with some Christmas money here is this big guy right here. Now, I talked about this figure a little bit on the B Plus team show that we did the other week, but this is from Toys Easy. It's like, I don't know what the name of it is. It's like Type 075 or something like that. But what they're doing is they're making this line of like Japanese military ships. And this one is, it's not an aircraft carrier, but it's a helicopter landing dock carrier thing. I didn't know that was actually a thing until I found this figure, but you know what? Whatever. But it is a beautiful, beautiful looking figure. Tons of detail, tons of paint apps for the entire thing. Posability is amazing. The transformation is fairly. I don't want to say it's easy because it's not. There's a lot of like panels and a lot of things that are moving around on it. But the overall design of the figure is fairly simplistic. It's just, legs come together, arms come together, and then a bunch of panels and stuff kind of form in to close it up. But it is a ton. Just look at that. This is the back of the figure. Look how much detail that is. That is crazy. This figure is going to turn into a leg to a truly massive combiner. I think the overall. As I hit my microphone with the figure, I think the final count for the size is going to be something like 2 to 2.5 feet tall. Like the combined mode of this thing, it's going to be a truly enormous figure. That's going to probably be around 60 or so centimeters, Daryl, for you.
Thank you.
But yeah, so this one and the second figure are already out at all the shops. The center piece, like the center body piece, is on pre-order along with at least one of the other limbs, if not both of the remaining limbs. And there's going to be a smaller figure. And when I say smaller, it's probably going to be about like 2/3 of the size of this thing. That's going to turn into just a giant weapon for this guy. It is going to be a truly massive figure, and I hope I can. I hope I can complete it. It's going to be kind of amazing.
Awesome. Did I see that you got that chest piece that was missing from the figure? It looks like it
I
did come
did.
in.
Yep, I did. I actually had to this piece right here is a separate piece that you just kind of snap onto the main part of the chest or the main body of the figure, and it was missing from my package. But TF Source came through. I thought they were ignoring me. Turns out they were just on vacation for the post Christmas and pre New Year's week. But as soon as they came back on Monday, I got a response back, and it's like, oh yeah, we got we got some spares over here. We'll go ahead and grab the piece out for you and get it sent out. And they were super quick and super helpful about getting it resolved. So yeah, big
That's
props
awesome.
to TF Source for that. If anyone is from TF Source is listening, you guys are awesome.
Nice.
Also, sponsor us.
All right. Well, that's all for Trips to the Store, and we will finish up with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
Okay, next up is convention news.
All right. We're starting off with TF Nation, and Michael Charles Hill is making his UK convention debut, and he was a writer and producer on the G1 series. He wrote The Gambler, Starscream's Brigade, Killing Jar, Ghost of the Machine, Burden, Hardest to Bear, and Return of Optimus Prime. And I think we met him at a recent TF Con as well, because I know I got, I think I got one of his scripts signed. So I think, pretty sure it was him. But awesome seeing more of these G1 guys that are making their first, convention appearances.
I wonder if I got that for you in Toronto.
No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I see DevCon there, and I know I have a script where it says something about DevCon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I met him.
Okay.
But anyway, next up we have at TFCon Los Angeles, Michael McConaughey is going to be there. He was the voice of Trax and Cosmos in G1. He has been to many Transformers conventions, but he is joining the huge number of original voice actors there, and he was also a director and writer in the Superior Robots in the Sky series, the 2001 version. So that is awesome too. Next up, we have the fastest talker, or at one point I think he was fastest talker in the world. I don't know if he still is. John Machida Jr., who is the voice of Blur, Punch Counter Punch, and Blowpipe in G1, as well as Blur in Animated and numerous commercials for like FedEx and other companies. And he is going to be at TFCon Los Angeles as well. So that is awesome. I'm sure he's going to be doing Q&A panels and stuff as well. So I'm sure people will get him to say stuff really fast and he will do it. But anyway, hopefully I'll meet him one of these days. But I don't know if he's been to TFCon Toronto in a while. So anyway, that is all we have for convention news this week. TFCon LA just always has all of the people, and one day I'll get to go. But Charles and Daryl will be there, and I'll be there in spirit. So that is all we got this week.
Okay, and we will finish up the show with some feedback. All right, some feedback from last week's show on YouTube. This is a show I was not on, but I did watch. I edited the show, so I did watch the whole thing. So the first comment comes from DMC 2008. This is on your discussion about the upcoming Roboson Megatron. And they say, I'm betting the Roboson Megatron does not transform a la Bumblebee. So they are against your prediction that Megatron will turn into a tank. So
I find it hard to believe if they make a Megatron that doesn't transform when they have an Optimus that does.
Mm.
I think there was the we were talking about it, and it's the different the name on it. I think it's that's
flagship.
The flagship. Yeah, that's the dead giveaway that it's going to transform.
Mm. Yep. Okay, well, yeah, so we'll see. We'll, of course, be looking forward to this. As soon as we get more information, we will talk about it on the show. And we also have a comment from Nako Base 28. I hope I'm saying that right, or Nako Bass 28 if they're into bass fishing. I don't know. But they say this is response to your discussion about Kapow Toys and their complaints about Hasbro's pre-order system, and they are just adding some clarity when you were talking about like what stores do with the overstock. And they say whatever you see in the discount stores, Hasbro already got paid for them. It's stores like Walmart and Target selling them for pennies on the dollar to clear out storage space. Some characters you just know are not going to sell well. Tidal Wave is not in the same boat as those other Titan classes no one wanted. I'm sure of that. So they are, they are thinking that Tidal Wave will do good this time. I agree with their sentiment that the stores are on the hook for those toys when they don't sell. So that's part of the reason why the stores are upset when Hasbro makes them buy a bunch of stock up front for pre-orders and then they can't move them. So so Hasbro is fine. They sold their toys. They don't take they do no takesy backsies, and they've sold them already. But the stores are not happy when they've got overstock that they then have to get rid of for pennies on the dollar. So
and this is where when you can't sell the things, then you don't want to order future products from Hasbro.
Right.
Yeah.
So thanks for that comment, for that clarification, and we will be looking to see how Tidal Wave does in the coming months. I thought Trypticon was a pretty popular Titan figure, so I was surprised when it got went through to the Ollies and we were able to get it for basically half price.
Yep, mine's still sitting in the box right over there.
So for Trypticon and Metroplex are kind of the original city bots that were the first Titans or whatever, but they didn't sell too well. I guess we'll wait and see for Tidal Wave. I hope there are a bunch of those Armada kids that are all grown up and fondly remember Armada, Transformers Armada on the TV and those Armada toys. Go get those, get the Tidal Wave. Okay, well, that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. As always, at the end of every episode, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. So that's why they get a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John 4X Levingood and Demon Tech 82. You guys rock. And thank you, Mike, for coming back and hanging out with us this week. Of course, Empire of Rust and the Rustford Files are going strong. We'll be seeing more of those. Anything else you'd like to promote before we get out of here?
Yeah, just keep on going with Empire of Rust. Stick with it. We'll be getting back to season 3 pretty soon, and so we're hoping to do something with the Renegade RPG system that the Transformers RPG system that Renegade put out this year. Maybe like a 1 or a 2 shot kind of thing, and I can try to have some fun with that one too. So keep on listening.
All right. Yeah, if you have not checked out Empire of Rust, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/rust, and that's where you can find it. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.